You know what? My name's not in there.
Yeah, but they wanted the assessors to lock me and stuff. But yeah, that was that was all out. As far as I'm concerned, there's no way. Because I think we're already getting much, but so I mean, I bring it up on Tuesday.
Are there names
just
on
to
the
see
front?
if everybody's still on board. With we're still good with that.
Maybe it's out there already. That's fine. That's why I can't find it.
Just like you got a little heads up.
That's strange.
Like I said, I think it's.
Yeah, I'm usually sitting here.
I have a copy. Well, they sent me a copy. When they sent me, so I'm hoping this is exactly what it's like. Okay, I see. Yeah, I got forward that to you. But yeah, just talk to them. Say, on board of this. I mean, I'd like to see it get built. It'd be nice. You. But it was approved before. So, as long as we're still good with it. Yeah. I should. Until I look at the directory with the dump. Yeah.
So they have me listed on there, but
need the housing. Yeah.
But
as long as they're going for the refund, and we come this time, I probably do that. So okay. So that was up, and then the other one we talked about today. I don't know. Yeah, not much snow because it's still talks, so there's not a whole lot to sell. But they would do it. Yeah. I don't think so. Okay. If I can, I will. I'll host it. But I don't know how far I talk about it. But anyway. I'm surprised it's like everything. I think so.
Better than the last time?
Yeah, I think they are all set for it. So it's just a question of will it go through all the stuff they need from us. From what
bread. Now that looks interesting.
Gotcha. So two big projects right at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a question.
Be nice. Don't know what's gonna happen.
So when you had,
How are you?
is that supposed to be Park Avenue?
It probably is. Yeah.
I plugged it into my Google search.
Yeah, it should be Avenue.
Oh, does it say street or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Fortunately, this is the most informal item I could have. It's probably might not even be necessary to talk about it today. But I looked at the map and it's like everything on the side of caution.
I just
Okay. I wish I could say that, but I probably
Yeah.
thinking of somewhere else where like, hey.
Yeah.
I'm willing to sell.
Yes.
I
should.
always get, I'm 131 West Park, and they go to East, which is a house.
I know.
Because it says apartment 6, you can obviously tell it's a house, but
Yeah,
skyscrapers, there's one little house in the
like
middle.
the Up, like the
Yeah.
the Disney, the Pixar movie.
Yeah.
So the Zoom and YouTube are all working. For some reason, it's giving us the lock screen from that computer. So
Okay, but we are on.
yeah, we're on live and we're on Zoom and nobody else is on here. But
Okay, are we live now or?
yeah,
Okay, we're live, guys. Just a heads up.
I didn't expect everything to go on so fast. Everybody still have packets.
Yep, I'm good.
So, I had a question for you. Can you modify the language? Because I don't think it's funny.
Oh,
Can you say modify the language of the ordinance?
So-
Commission implemented the already passed.
I think that actually this is something I meant to take that off here.
Oh, is that not going to be on tonight?
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about whatever that is, but
Okay.
I noticed that it had the conditional use still going through plan commission there. That's what I.
Which one are you taking off?
Nothing. It's
No,
just
not
the,
from this. Okay.
it's just some of. There was something I saw in the unspecified.
Okay.
Did I include
Well,
that
you can explain
ordinance?
that more when we're on.
meant to include it with here, but I don't know if it made the packet. Oh, yeah, it did. Yeah, because maybe permitted by plan commission after public hearing and approval for conditional uses, and that would be something that everything, any other conditional use goes through Board of Appeals.
That's
But that was more of a personal note. That
Where is that? Here, oh, yeah, you're right.
Was it a COVID or that or something? It was.
I think it's one of
Probably
those that
similar.
just, back when all the conditional uses
Came out
went
real
through.
Oh, well, see, okay.
Then.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
Our names aren't on here.
Is that,
Unless that's that way by
let's say
intent.
there's a.
some, he put some of the names on the front already.
Yeah.
I'm
Mary's here?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, so
they
they
can go get it from somebody.
and then they give them they can direct them to go to the Board of Appeals. Okay.
I think it can still work. This is more, that is sufficiently similar.
Usually,
That's it, right?
Okay.
I was gonna say
That makes
blues,
sense.
but-
I just, and that was what my note there was. I meant to ask about that. but,
Okay.
There was so
yeah,
much on the
that's what
agenda
that was
that
about.
on the last.
And this was something where they asked if I could just ask the question in case they did something incidentally similar to the permitted uses there before they're going for the conditional use anyway.
Oh, okay, all right,
They're actually on later this month. I'll be getting that
Okay.
packed out soon.
okay.
And then hopefully we'll be in April.
Like they say, which one appeared, yeah.
that'll be a runoff.
I was gonna say, you're one of the few that is actually gonna.
Did you ever get my message? I know, and I've never had before when I was on council either, so this is a.
When I first ran for council, I expected to run against the guy that was in. So I put in my papers, did all myself, and then when the
I live on
ballots came
state.
out, that's when I found out he wasn't running. I'm like, okay, that makes it easier. Yeah, I fully thought I was running against somebody.
No, I know that guy for sure is running. He's gung ho.
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
looking,
he's already, he's posted it, yeah.
he was looking forward to getting the position when it was appointed, so he's
Yeah.
he's not quitting.
That's who would typically do slap the ticket on that. But
I can set up a boxing ring in here.
I talked to
I can see you taking that one down.
He said, well, they were there, they were left from the last people. I don't care, get rid of it.
yeah, I'll take a look at that and see if we can send that over and have you do that one day later type of thing.
It's to the upper.
Yeah, that we've treated that as if it's in the.
You guys have enough, right? You have 5, you have enough.
Yeah, this is everybody.
Yep, oh, that's everybody.
Except for the period, yeah.
Okay,
I'm here, just not official.
yes, yes.
Just hanging out, watching the amazing work that we do. You're being observed today, by the way, just to let you know.
Yeah, this is a completely new committee for me, so.
You know, I
Is it?
guess I have enough packets I can probably.
Get one there.
I can't think of the name right now.
I don't know why that's frozen at
But it's
11:09.
that we need to get you on for the agenda.
And this is the only one that I,
Oh, the lock screen.
Oh, yeah.
got information
Oh, another
about,
thing.
like,
The other one, I'll talk to
When
you.
you do your agendas,
We'll talk about it too.
can you put your staff report
but I was
first?
glad it was Thursday at 6 p.m. to actually
Like,
put something.
Too cold.
staff
What
report
usually
right here?
the-
Because when we're
Yeah,
throwing
we-
through,
we
we're like,
put
oh,
this
what
in
are these
opposite
documents for? And then we find out at the end, and we're like,
Tuesday the sixth.
That's
staff
what
report first.
Oh,
And then we
I'm recovering from something that I had like
everything in the packet.
Okay.
That's the start of it. So it's the staff report.
You got it made.
Explains
two and a half
it.
weeks
No, that's
for 8
me.
weeks.
You guys all set?
So I'm all ready to
You
wear.
follow me?
Yeah.
So we, that was our recommendation.
I'd like to call to order this, plan commission meeting for January 2nd, 2025. Just to let everybody know, we are online, we just don't get the vision up here today, we get the lock screen.
Yeah, I just went over there a minute or two ago, so we should be good.
Should be good? All right, so if I can get a roll call.
Brussel,
Here.
Hannon,
Here.
Hill,
Here,
Hughes,
Here.
Kubiak.
here,
All right, we have everyone.
take this one.
There, now I can sound authoritative. All right, general public comments is next. I do not have any comment cards. Moving on to item number 4 is the approval of minutes from the Plan Commission meeting from October 29th, 2024. Was it the October?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we've
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Those minutes are passed. Item number 5 is the comprehensive plan RFP discussion. The recommendation is the discussion and action is appropriate. RFP, for anyone who's listening, is the request for purchase
Proposal.
or proposal. Thank you. Yes. Request for proposal. Tim? can you
Okay,
give us
so, yeah, this was drafted really for council's overview and to be able to have the funds that were allocated to this actually have a request for proposal released. My biggest question, concern that I'd like to run by this commission are the dates. Do we want to stick with what I have highlighted here that starts, well, in about a little less than 2 weeks? Or do we want to push that back past our next plan commission? Do you want more time to take a look?
That's on
through
page
this?
10 for anyone who's looking. Go ahead. Sorry, Tim.
Yeah, do we want to, you want to have more time to review this document or have any questions, concerns? Open to whatever feedback.
So my question, just the real general on the RFP that's in here, was this taken from what we've done before? Or is this?
It was sort of, it's part this, and I looked at some other communities. I was advised that Wanakee had a good and a current one, so borrowed quite a bit of that and a little bit from when we did the planning grant one.
So it is updated from what we've had in the past?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a question about the map.
App.
Oh, that's the next one. Never mind.
Yeah.
So
So
we're going to be hiring a consultant?
Yes.
yes, that's the plan. That's what we've been talking about doing. It. Comprehensive plan is a big project.
Not Burbick, who worked on that other set of plans?
They may bid on it.
They may bid on it.
They
but-
may bid on it,
Oh.
but so this is out for.
And when is this supposed to be?
It would go out after Tuesday's meeting or after.
Yeah, it would be after the council meeting. I just put that date in kind of arbitrarily. It seemed to be what others had done as their reasonably soon type of structure. But if we want to, I mean, I think the idea that I've heard from this commission and council is just no point in delaying this anymore.
No, I agree. It's been delayed quite a while. So basically, yeah, so it would go through, the council would be the ones who approve the actual, he just was wondering if we had any input that we wanted specifically before.
I
it
guess
goes
the
to
other
council.
comment the council brought up is if we should have, I believe I had Mayor as the chair of Plan Commission, myself as the two definite people for evaluation. Otherwise, I think council wanted to have a little more say in the evaluation of this. Just another point that we might have to discuss.
But that'll be on council to decide, correct? Or is that for us to?
I think that if we're going to release this, that would be one change that could be made to recognize what they said, or if there are any other opinions by people on Plan Commission.
I do have one question. I noticed in the city history and background, you list the public parks and the historic district and stuff like that. Are the public parks part of the comprehensive plan, and should we then include the Parks and Rec Commission as a reviewer?
That's a possibility on the latter question. And yes, yeah, there'd be a chapter on, I believe it's like city facilities, that something along those lines. It's one of the required chapters that would include all the parks and other city property.
Then I would recommend including Parks and Rec Commission in the section there. I'm finding it.
evaluation and-
Proposal requested and who's going to review it
Okay.
on page 6,
Page 6.
if they're going to be included.
Mary, to your question about the time, did you see that in there, he's got an estimated timeline of 12 to 18 months?
Okay.
Does that answer you, is that what you were asking?
Oh.
Okay.
Sorry, yes, and I believe that goes also based on past practice as well as what some other communities have done.
I know, because in the past, we kind of went back and forth on some of the chapters.
I don't have any issue with this going to council as it is, well, except for maybe adding in park.
I think I saw you mentioned that there was a special emphasis on getting all the land maps updated, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
we definitely, I'd say especially even my limited history here, would like to have documents that we can update in a more, I'd say, modern technology oriented way than putting Post-it notes on them, and just being able to have them so they can be shared would both be very valuable, I mean, and probably very useful for all bodies of the city.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Just want to make sure, so on the deliverables, it's talking about how we're getting it delivered. It says here in a PDF format. I thought we were looking to get something online that we could update easier. Was that this one we were talking about? Wasn't there going to be, were we asking them to have something that we could, like the maps that we could update?
Oh, yeah, I guess that we could also include relevant if it's shape files or
Yeah, some kind of,
geodatabase.
some kind of electronic file that we can update, because I know that was an issue in the past.
Yeah, because we now have the ArcGIS online, and if you've noticed, we have the zoning map online. Is very easy to update now.
Yeah,
It would be useful to have all the other maps in that same type of format.
okay, so yeah, if we could add that as part of it. would
Okay.
be- I'd like to see that, so it's easier in the
Are
future.
you saying GIS, or are there any other formats that we can think of?
I don't know enough on the
I
formats.
thought
to
this was
be able
just
to tell you.
seeking the proposal.
This
or-
is, but in the deliverables, it's telling them what they have to deliver. So it'd be,
Ah.
they need to
But what
deliver.
the GIS does is it lets you go parcel by parcel. Isn't that what that?
Mm-hmm.
So that really would be the ideal, I think, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna put in my notes also image manipulation. If they can do layered images, that probably, I'm sure that everybody has their own program for that, but
Somehow,
we
it's
have,
just something that we can work on later is what I'm
yeah,
looking at.
I'd say, yeah, maybe I'll figure out some sort of language to say the
Okay, just-
PDF, and in addition to the relevant other, including GIS, image manipulation, whatever else.
something,
there's
okay. Just something that we can work with. I'd be good with that. Because I know that's been an issue with what
Mhm.
we've been doing. Anyone else? Comments? Or
I'm good.
do you, so you just need a general approval from us, or do you need a motion on
Yeah, I think if I have a general approval then,
Or
with these,
recommendation to council,
recommend it? Yeah, to recommend to council. Do you want a motion?
right?
sure, yeah.
Because it's
And,
gonna go to council next, right?
we could,
Or no? What do you?
council already,
Committee of the whole, but,
oh, that was coming, okay. yeah,
which is council, yeah.
I mean, I don't see
But
anything.
the council hasn't seen the actual RFP though, have they?
No, I don't believe we have.
Okay, if you haven't, then might as well.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
believe, so we could use a motion.
Yeah, we can then have these changes incorporated, and I don't see any reason why this would be, it would make it so it couldn't go before council, this next council meeting
Okay,
on
so,
the 14th, so.
so I'd be looking for a motion to recommend this to council with changes as discussed, or something in that line would work.
I'll make a motion to recommend the RFP to Common Council with the discussed changes.
I second the motion.
Motion and second. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? All right, that'll go on to council, at least the committee of the whole next week. I believe we already talked to Diane on that, right?
Mhm.
Okay, just want to make sure. All right, item number 6 is section 82-20, unspecified uses, and this is for 242 East Park Avenue, that should be not
It is
Street,
Avenue.
East Park Avenue. Providing uses, including similar ones to churches and covenants, libraries, home occupations for the purposes of services and low-impact private events. We modified the language, and the recommendation is the presentation of the situation and the discussion. So Tim, I'm going to let
Okay,
you
yeah.
present.
I should definitely give some background here. All right, so this is the Saving Grace, formerly St. Joseph Church and School, Rectory, etc. property. It's been purchased by somebody who's wanting to, they're mainly going to be coming before the Board of Appeals actually this month, but for items that are allowed in the residential district, they're just hoping that if there's a very small impact, I'd say limited amount of people type of event that would fall as something similar but not identical to what was listed here, if that could be something that is seen by the Plan Commission as an acceptable use, as an unspecified use.
Are you planning this for events? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the idea is, when it comes to this scale, is tours or other specialized, they're saying very, very small group. I mean, more like to recognize the history of that.
And there is a parking lot and everything with this, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be, like, street use isn't the issue, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, it's everything would be inside and quiet and probably low light and just.
Okay.
Do we have ordinance that precludes the use of small numbers of people, low impact events? I'm just trying to figure out why this is necessary.
It was just in to make sure that that was.
Acceptable. Yeah, I can't think of one, but.
So otherwise, everybody that has a house party.
Right, exactly. So I mean, they're not talking weddings and things, right? They're just talking small.
No, I'd say that anything that's larger than that is going to be in their conditional use request. This is just more of.
Just as they're getting going, and
Yeah, as they're getting going, if there's something small.
like I said, I don't have an issue.
I just am trying to make sense of this. So this property currently has a conditional use permit to do certain things as a adaptive reuse of a church.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it has. And it has specific things that are allowed. Are they doing something different than that?
Like in
Is the new owner doing something different than what the conditional use permit already provides them?
Yes.
Okay, and so what is exactly being I mean, because the way this ordinance works, this unspecified uses ordinance, and I was kind of talking to you right before the meeting, but the way it works is our zoning ordinance has a list of permitted uses in the district and also conditional uses, and if a particular use that somebody wants to make is arguably similar to one of those things, that person can come and apply to the Plan Commission and say and get a pronouncement or a declaration that says, yes, we think that X use is substantially similar. I think it's sufficiently similar is the language to a specified use that's a permitted use. So then if you declare that, then they can do it. It's the same as a permitted use.
Does the conditional use permit from the prior owner translate? Is
Yes.
it attached to the
That
property?
already, and that's the other question, is the conditional use permit runs with the land, not the owner. And then the other thing is let's say there's a conditional use in the ordinance that's not covered under their current conditional use, but they want to do it. Or they want to do something similar to it, but it's not specified as a conditional use. They can come and get a declaration from you that says that's sufficiently similar to a conditional use that's in the ordinance, and then that would give them permission to go to the Board of Appeals to apply for a conditional use permit for that use. So they'd still have to go to Board of Appeals. So that's why I'm not seeing specific enough of a request here
Well, the way
as
that
to
this,
what they exactly want to do, and then what uses are you exactly comparing it to. That's how this is supposed to shake
Yeah,
out.
it's mostly just, I believe, tours and small scale events.
the
tours of
conditional
what?
use that was requested
Church.
from Savings Grace was for some sale events, right?
Yeah,
And to have
retail.
a little bit of excess parking across the street and have a little more people, foot traffic, but like still quiet, still like manageable by the neighbors. this doesn't sound any different, in my opinion.
I mean, but that's why I'm thinking what they, maybe, because again, there's a conditional use that happens to be available already called adaptive reuse of churches, and that this property already has one, and they might be just slightly deviating what they were doing on that.
And they will,
I would suggest they go to the Board of Appeals, because adaptive reuse is already so flexible.
Yeah.
It
there's
basically
quite a-
allows you to do anything in R1 or a business, or a B1 or B2, I think.
Mhm.
Anything in those, as long as you get a conditional use to do it. So, I mean, I think they can just go apply for the amendment to their conditional use permit, and the.
If
Board
they
of
know
Appeals
more what they're looking at
has
doing.
a lot of flexibility to let them do just about anything. But if you're saying that there's still something that's not on any list in our ordinance,
oh, no,
that,
they will be going before the Board of Appeals.
Yeah.
They've submitted the application, and that's being scheduled for the next one of those.
Okay.
And that should cover everything else. This is really more the things that are specific to what are already permitted uses in the zoning district that it's in.
Yeah, I don't know that they need anything from us, from what I see.
Well,
Because it sounds like they're,
well, incidental retail would not be allowed without the conditional use. Because this is R2, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So that is specifically the retail, retail is not allowed in R2, period. However, it is allowed in a church with a conditional use permit under an adaptive use concept.
okay.
So that, if you go through these specific things, incidental retail, any retail whatsoever, other than a garage sale, which has very specific rules, and an home occupation cannot have retail. You can't have any inventory being sold on premises under a home occupation. So you really do have to go under the conditional use permit for the adaptive reuse of the church for that one. Tours of the premises, I guess, that one, I guess, is kind of, probably not mentioned anywhere. But if it's a commercial tours of the premises, that one may be that, would be something that this body could approve, saying, yeah, we think that's substantially similar to something else, which would again allow them to go and continue their conditional use permit application. So,
Sounded to me like when we have the Board of Appeals in 3 weeks, that's going to cover everything anyway.
yeah, I mean, I guess the question is, does this body have to approve anything in order to allow the Board of Appeals to, because like I said, is conditional, or is retail tour of the premises, so they're selling for admission tours of the church?
I believe that's what that would be including.
So that's probably not listed explicitly in our zoning code. But like I said, adaptive reuse of churches allows for any use in a B1 or a B2 to happen in a residential district if it's in a church, in an old church. So you could say that commercial tour, they could make a decision that commercial tours is sufficiently similar to something else that's in the B2 district or B1 district, which I'm trying to look up right now.
But I have to imagine there's something without having it memorized that
I mean,
we have the museum in the downtown.
I'm just thinking the tour, I know up in Green Bay, they give tours of churches up there.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just part of what they do as the church, so.
Yeah, I mean, I
Being a
suppose you could,
conditional.
I mean, number one on the B1 list is retail and services. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's anything if you're just literally a tour of the building for pay, I guess. Well, there's commercial recreation.
There you go.
You could say-
That's similar to me.
I guess you could have a motion tonight that say that commercial tours of the premises are substantially similar to number 6 on the list in B1, which is commercial recreation and entertainment establishments.
It's different than what I have here, so.
You could do that, just to make it clear, so, so that doesn't give them the permission to do it now, but they still have to go to get
Right.
a conditional use permit.
But we're
amendment.
saying that
But
we're.
you're saying that that's sufficiently similar. Tim, is there anything else specific?
I think
where was my, where was I gonna find my? So there's. What were they asking for again? Low impact events. I don't know what that means, but.
I think he just means,
Just quieter,
Like,
smaller.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm guessing, but.
Yeah, they were saying they were gonna have small gatherings, usually, I mean, much less than when it was a church.
I think, yeah, I think that we already allowed the Methodist church across from the park to be used for events, under the adaptive reuse of the church,
Mhm.
and I can't remember how we did that.
That was a while ago, wasn't it?
But again, that's commercial recreation and entertainment establishments, I think.
So it
I
fits.
think that's already covered, so I
Yeah.
mean, if you wanna specify, again, subject to the conditional use permit, as long as the Board of Appeals approves like the details of it, how many people and time limits or whatever they wanna put on it. I don't see anything in here that really would cause a problem. If you want to make some sort of a motion that says that these uses appear to be substantially similar to uses that are already listed, I think that would be helpful
Okay,
for them.
for the Board of Appeals.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Does everyone understand? Just
Are you following? what-
recommendation?
Okay. It's a little complicated.
Does anyone have any issue with any of these uses?
Okay, I'll make a motion that the, review of the property, at
242 East Park,
242 to 246.
You have a different address here, right?
No, you're
number 6.
talking about, Saving Grace.
Yeah, but he's got it at Washington Street.
what?
Oh, yeah.
Where's that? Oh,
Oh, on the,
on the,
On Park, isn't it?
on the memo,
on, yeah,
Yeah.
Park Avenue, 242.
242. It is 242 Park, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Mine says
The
Park.
use is,
Well, down under background.
Oh,
last
under-
sentence-
Yeah, it's under
last
background.
sentence under background.
Yeah. Okay.
that the uses that the, new owner is proposing are similar to uses that are already in existence.
In the B2,
Yeah, right,
and the B1 district, I mean,
correct, in the B1,
so that they would be available for them to get as a conditional use permit,
correct.
or for, under a
Yes.
conditional use permit. Okay.
Did you get that, Tim?
Yep.
Okay.
That was
All
a little
right.
back and forth.
Yeah.
Perfect motion. We've got a motion. I'll go ahead and second it. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, that'll move on. So they have that recommendation. And item number 7 then is the 169 East Huron Street preliminary discussion of request to combine lots to rezone R2 to B2 and develop. So this is a preliminary, but Tim, I'm going to let you.
Okay, so there is a developer who's looking at this site, and we've had a meeting, I'd say, with department heads with them just to advise them on this, but they were just wanting to be advised in that process, so I'm just advising the plan commission that has occurred, and those are the steps that are going to be occurring going forward. The combination of the lots, they will have the preliminary and then the hearing for rezoning and the site plan. This is just to get in front of you, as I don't know when I'll be receiving some of the applications for this. Don't know if it's appropriate to ask for if I do receive something that looks appropriately filled out in the next week if I could schedule a public hearing, but I'm guessing that's gonna be unlikely.
But the idea right now is just letting us know that somebody's interested in, and looking at doing the combination,
Yes.
okay. So,
So two of the lots appear to have houses on them?
So they were gonna raise anything that's there,
Really?
in those properties.
Aren't people living in them?
I don't know.
I think that's,
Which house is it?
I think it's actually just this one.
Yeah, that's
Park.
the White House on the corner was the former EMT house, which
Yeah.
I think is vacant. I don't know if they're renting it out or anything, but,
But that's not.
Well, that's not part of it, though. It's,
But the
oh
one.
yeah, that's actually not part of it.
It's not part of this,
Which
but
two are, did you say?
she's looking at the brown roof over here, I think. The third one in.
Yeah, the brown
I
roof
can't
and
read it
then
right there.
the one.
That's actually,
This is an
that was
old-
when Juliet Manor was there. This is all that's gone.
Oh, is it all gone?
Oh, it is.
All those buildings are gone, yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
so we have an empty
I
area.
thought there were a couple houses there. Oh,
No, I don't think any of the property that's yellow lined has anything on it.
Okay.
I see somebody's office.
Yeah, that's out.
Out.
That's why I know.
Hey, Tim, do you know if they currently own all that property?
Not yet, I don't
I
believe.
don't
They,
believe
they
so
hold
yet.
title to it?
I don't believe they have, unless you know different than
I
I
don't
do.
believe that they have yet.
Not yet. I think they're working on that part.
Pending?
My concern with the proposal is that we have spent the last couple of years talking about, we need residential, and you're talking about taking out some chunk of residential to make it business. How is that gonna impact future growth for Berlin?
Well, I can throw, we're also working with a developer to reopen the discussion about the apartment complex we had worked on before. So that's not set yet.
You mean the condos?
Not the condos, the ones that we renamed the street and
Oh, yeah, Riverview.
I forget the location of that on the north side.
That's the ones on the north side, Carol,
Yeah,
not this.
yeah, it's separate from this, but you're asking about housing, that's why I thought I'd bring that up.
That's where
Right,
condos
I'm just
and
saying,
apartments are
for our
gonna be.
future
Oh,
use plan for
on
the city of
Washera.
Berlin, where our goal is to create more residential. But this proposal would remove.
Yeah, actually, this is going to be a little bit of a, well, when they go for the rezoning, they're also going to need to have a future land use map amended because this is actually marked as currently in future land use as park, which I'm not sure where that came
Park?
from.
Where did that come
Yep.
from?
But
Okay,
that's going to need to be changed. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm guessing they're going to ask for either commercial or mixed use regardless.
But Victoria, your question is exactly why you guys get paid so much.
Yep.
Because that's what you guys gotta decide.
Yeah,
Terry, in case you're wondering, he's including you in that. The pay is huge.
I'll be checking my account when I get home.
So you were talking about, the apartments on Washera in Wisconsin.
Was that the address? Yeah,
Around there,
My brain is scrambled today, but yeah, I think that was it. Yeah,
Okay.
the ones we had worked on before.
Riverview.
That
Yeah,
is still
Riverview, yeah.
kind of going forward.
Maybe, yep. So we're,
Maybe.
yeah, I mean, it's looking good, but I can't, yeah, we're
It's not official.
not official till we get some things through council.
And this would be commercial business?
Yes, yeah, they are looking for some sort of retail use. That's the most I can say right now.
So I have a black and white map because I just printed it. Can you tell me which of these parcels are residential right now?
Here on the,
Yeah, all the ones along
I don't know if
State
that's
Street.
still there, because this is the old
No,
Juliet Manor.
it's all.
So this building's gone, that building's gone, that building's gone.
Is it?
Yeah,
This is gone?
this whole
Yeah, it's
shebang.
a big empty area, I believe.
Okay. I'll have to I
The three,
I live like right here.
the
guess
three
I-
houses on the
This is where
east
that
side
fence is?
Yep.
on State Street are the residential.
Where that metal
Mhm,
fence is?
mhm.
Okay, I was off.
Did you hear his answer? He said the
No.
three houses on the east side are residential.
The three
Yes.
far east houses, you know.
Yes, and then the park. So what is
Yeah.
this, and there are
But that's
also
outside
all
of the-
houses
Across the street.
across the street, so,
Across the street to the north of Park, yeah.
Yep, that's houses. This would be outside of the proposed area. But these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 corners on the west side, those are all residential right now? Those 5 parcels
These are empty.
that are encompassed within the proposed area are
It's all vacant.
R2?
So is this going to impact people on Park?
Well, it's gonna be directly across the street.
It really depends on what, and we don't have a final site plan request, so this is my outrageously early presentation to you all of what,
Yeah. The idea is he wanted to bring it up and just let you guys know that something, they're looking at something.
yeah, I guess my purpose is more so than anything else is just having you be aware, so when they do hit the ground running with the requests for this, we are all kind of aware of what they're talking about.
You're looking to put feelers out. My personal feeling about this, just based off the drive that we've been going off for the last several years to try to increase residential in the area, is I would be hesitant to wipe off 5 or so R2 parcels and turn them into business, but it would completely depend upon the proposal and what they want to put there.
Understood.
I agree with that.
I agree too.
I'm uncomfortable about saying changing that zoning without knowing what's gonna go in there.
Well, by the time we would do that, we would know.
Huh?
By the time we would do that, we would know.
I mean, because it would have a huge impact on the whole neighborhood.
And we would know more at that time. Just right now, he's just kind of bringing this up to say, hey, this is in the works, so just to give you a heads up. So there was no action needed today, correct? This is more
No.
of a informational? Okay.
It's just that you're just saying something's happening.
Yep, just, we just didn't want to hit you blind with it when it pops up. We didn't want to give you a heads up so you got some time to know.
So it's not written in stone.
No.
It's not written in stone, but I do have notes here that I guess I should mention that they are talking with the relevant state agencies that would be required for, just due to that being on state highway.
They seem pretty well set on it, but right, it's all got to come through. We just want to give you that heads up. So if you got questions like that, they can bring them up.
Okay.
Any more you wanted to go over on that, Tim, or anyone have
I
other
think that
questions?
covers it.
Okay, all right. All right. So no action needed on that one. With that, we head for old business. It's used to put old business on the future agenda. That's something that we've already talked about in the past. Any old business? Item number 9 is new business, used to request items of new business to be put on a future agenda. Tim, did you have something you want to bring up under this?
I have received an application for, applications for the property on the corner of Walkush and North Washington, but they really only came in the last couple days. So.
Not enough time to.
Not enough time to, but I anticipate those will be on the next. It's another situation of where there's a combination of subdivision and rezone.
Okay, so something coming up on those. Any other items of new business? All right, our next meeting date then will be January 28th, later this month. And with that, we're looking at item number 11.
Make a motion to adjourn?
I'll second that.
Motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Okay.
We're adjourned.
Thank you. I always like.
Recording.
I always like doing Board of Appeals. I kind of like the semi-judiciary format. Yeah. Although sometimes I felt like it was so strict, it was so tight that it was really hard to be of any good use on it, but